Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mid-Atlantic Modeling League Spike Magazine Trophy. It is week 8, and we have a pivotal Memorial Day weekend for you. Memorial Day weekend game for you this afternoon. Dark Elves, Lizards, and Orcs will all be represented in the semifinals. Tonight, we have the final two teams still with a chance to earn that final spot. Will it be Wood Elves or will it be Undead to take the 4th spot in the top 4 tonight? It's going to be the Harlequins B.B.F.C versus Elfitus Australis, BB Nut versus Eric, Undead versus Wood Elves. Let's take a look at these standings, shall we? That's Division B. Let's look at Division A. There we go. In Division A, in first place is Dead Fred's Real American Heroes. The Dark Elf team 5-1-0 is their record. They will be advancing into the top 4 in this second competition of the season. Nick Satan, Cenozoic Park, with their super hype draw against the Dead Poets. They'll be taking the 2nd spot. They're a Lizardman team. 5-1-1 is their record. As we mentioned, the Dead Poets were eliminated in a really hype matchup against the against Cenozoic Park earlier in the week. And in Division B, Doug the Minotaur, current league champion. The White Skull Windbreakers, an Orc team, 6-1-0 is their record. They are in that 3rd spot. And tonight, it's going to be Elfitus Australis and Harlequins B.B.F.C duking it out for the final spot. The Harlequins need to win their last 2 games in order to advance. This is one of those games. Elfitus Australis must lose both of their games in order for the Harlequins to advance. All Elfitus Australis has to do is not lose one of their last 2 games. We say all, but their last 2 games are going to be difficult games. They're up against an Undead team this week, and their last game has to be against Mr. Yuck. They're a pretty good team as well, all top 4 teams. So it's going to be an exciting final 2 weeks. Let's take a look at the home team tonight. The Harlequins B.B.F.C are the home team. They're coming in TV at 1,175,000 gold. 12 players on this roster. This was a fresh team coming into this competition, so not a whole lot of skills, but you can see he's picked up a number of skills that he's been able to spread around. The Ghoul Runners being the players to score TDs are, BB Nut says, what happens on a lose and a draw for Eric at 17 points each? The first tiebreaker is who beat whom. So whoever beats the other player. So if somebody wins tonight, that will be the one to advance. If tonight is the draw, then the next tiebreaker is TD differential, which is currently going to Elfitus Australis. The final tiebreaker is total touchdowns scored. And if it happens to be tied, after that, then there's a playoff. There's an additional game that gets played between the two coaches. But lots of SPP of the Ghoul Runners. They tend to be the ones that score the touchdowns, and so they tend to eat up a lot of SPP. But BB Nut doing a pretty good job of spreading out the SPP across the rest of the team. He has 5 players with the block skill. Louis Linaw, a blodger with kick. Kick's a great skill that I think a lot of coaches neglect. Really good against very slow teams, really good against very fast teams. It allows you to put that ball kind of right where you want it to be, right? If you're up against dwarves and they only have a few turns left, just kick it real deep, right? If you're up against a really fast team and you need to score, kick it real shallow. Maybe you'll grab that ball back. 3 players with Mighty Blow as well. Boy, I mean, it's a bashy team, right? It's Undead. That's what they do. They bash. 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against this Wood Elf team tonight. Wood Elves, rather, not bashy. They are an Edge team. 12 players on the roster for Elfitus Australis tonight. They're coming in TV at 1,295,000 gold. That is 150 gold in petty cash that may be coming back to the Harlequins tonight. 1 Oppo, 3 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. Not a whole lot of block on the roster. It has the 2 War Dancers, of course. 4 players with block, has a bunch of other skills sort of dispersed around the team. But that's okay, right? Wood Elves, very fast, very agile, and those War Dancers are absolute nightmares. So how the 2 teams going to play tonight? Let's go take a look at the home team first, right? So this is the bashy team. The Harlequins have more skills. They have more bashy skills, so to speak, right? They have 5 players with block, 3 players with mighty blow, and then they have a dirty player in Danny Care, right? That means that the Harlequins, what's their job? Their job is to remove players from the pitch. Everybody on the opposing team has an AV of 7 to, or not 7, AV of 8 plus tonight. That's fairly fragile. So the Harlequins are going to be looking to take as many blocks as they can and remove as many players as they can. That's really the name of the game for them tonight. They want to bash. That's how they win. Very simple. Obviously there's lots that go into the game, but from a broad strategic perspective, that's the game plan tonight. The 3 ghoul runners very fast as well. That allows him not just to score, right? Like when you're up against a slower team, that MAF7 is really strong. When you're up against a faster team, MAF7 lets you keep pace, right? But really, I think tonight it's going to mean these ghoul runners are going to be able to get into position where BBNet needs them for the assist, maybe for the blitz with Louis Lina, but certainly for the foul with Danny Care. That dirty player +1 is mighty blow for fouling. I have to imagine the Harlequins are going to try that at least a couple of times tonight. They don't have an oppo, and that's because they are a regen team. So everybody except the ghoul runners have regen. That means that if they take a casualty, there's a 50% chance that they didn't take the casualty, and they're going to come right back onto the pitch. Very strong, very bashy team. Those mummies, of course, fantastic. They are big guys with no nega traits. They're very slow, but strength 5. They come with mighty blow. They can control pitch. Once he starts to level those mummies up, he'll start to get more control skills on them. Perhaps I like to level the mummies up with guard and then block, but I could certainly see something like stand firm or something of that nature. But tonight it's all about bashing. It's all about murdering, right? The Wood Elves know this. The Wood Elves have to stay alive. That's how they win. When they have the ball, MA7, MA8, your War Dancers have Blodge. Your catcher now has Blodge, right? That's a lot of speed, a lot of edge, 2 across the board, 2+ across the board. You will be able to score whenever you want. Not just that, Eric has a passing game as well. He has the thrower, he has the catcher. He can run the ball, he can pass the ball. That means that the undead team is going to have to defend against both options. It's going to spread them thin, and they're up against a really fast, really agile team, which makes it very, very difficult to stop them from scoring. The way you stop this team is you just don't let them take the pitch. Eric knows this, and he's not going to give up those blocks if he can at all help it. If he wins tonight, I think he needs to hold the undead team to a blitz a turn. He needs to do that by having good action order. He needs to set up those 2-die blocks, those chain blocks where he can push opposing players away and then only dodge at the very end of your turn. Has the 3 rerolls he wants to be at, has the oppo, of course, 3 dedicated fans. 1,295,000 gold might be a little bit of a problem here. That's 150k. That's wizard money. You see, BB said that might be bribe money, but Scottie Pippen here has a massive 18 SPP, and Eric hasn't spent it yet. Now, for my money, right? I might have picked up. Where is it? Where are you, buddy? I might have picked up strip ball, right? I feel like strip ball is the skill on a War Dancer. But Eric seems not to. He might be saving up for a characteristic on Scottie Pippen, so we'll see if that 150k in petty cash comes back to bite the team or not. But the Wood Elf team just has to not lose. If they don't lose, they will advance to the semifinals. Harlequins got to win here tonight against this team. So without further ado, let's get this game underway. Elfitus Australis on defense to start with. I imagine they won the coin toss here because they want to be on defense to ensure they have all 11 players on the pitch on defense. Giving up the wide zones, 3 on the line, shifted to the right side here, and now the Harlequins to set up their offense. So they did go for the bribe. Yeah, Scottie Pippen's saving up. Looks like he's saving up for a characteristic on Scottie Pippen. He's 2 SPP away. Clear skies for this game. We have another game coming up later this evening. Our next game this evening will be at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time at CTC -4. Cheering fans, prayers to Nuffle. Iron Man, one of your players without the lunar trait. Available for this drive, gains +1 AV for the match. I don't think anybody won that, did they? Elfitus Australis, who is it? Scottie Pippen has picked up the point of AV on the Prayer to Nuffle. So cheering fans in this version of the rules doesn't give you an extra reroll. It gives you a roll in the Prayer to Nuffle table. Elfitus Australis won that Prayer to Nuffle, and what a prayer it was. +1 AV to this fragile team on the War Dancer, no less. Scottie Pippen's got to have an AV of 9+. 2-die block to get things started will be a push. Second block on the line is a push. Third block. Knockdown thanks to the block skill, and the fourth and final block here will be a knockdown on Toko Chimichurri. No armor breaks. Blitz in the right wide zone. We'll get a knockdown, looking for an 8+. First armor break. It's a KO. One-man player advantage for the Harlequins now. Expect to see more of that in this game. Failed 3+ pickup here. Used the reroll on that pickup, failed it again. That ball is going to scatter back one space to the 12-yard line. First armor break of the game is going to be a removal for the Harlequins. This is what they're going to be looking to do all game long. Turn one for Elfitus Australis. They're marking the left side of the line here. The left end. Andre Esterhazen is going to be a pal by Scottie Pippen. 9+ breaks armor. Scottie Pippen again for the remainder of this drive has an AV of 9+ instead of 8+. 9+ considered standard armor, I would say. Scottie Pippen resets back into the secondary. Good 2+ dodge by Garka Morcia Hot. 2+ dodge by Toko Chimichurri, and now turn 2 back to the Harlequins. A mark taken on Macho the Dagger. He came up on this offensive line, and now the blitz, 3-die blitz by the Mummy is going to be a knockdown. 7+ breaks armor, but cannot do it. Offensive line shifting back to the left here. Joe Marchant, the number 7 blitzer, comes in to protect the would-be ball carrier, creating a bit of a pocket. Three plus pickup again. He has 2 kickers. Wow, and here's the foul. Got a KO on the foul. Yeah, that's Danny Kerr, the dirty player. Well done. 2-man player advantage now for the Harlequins. 2 turns, 2 removals. I played first edition Blood Bowl this week, and it's certainly a game. I really enjoy sort of the history of it. I find it absolutely fascinating. 2-die blitz by Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen. Gets the pal here. BB Nut says it's very different. Yes, it's very different. It's kind of like a war game. I do appreciate it. I don't think it's a bad game by any means. Yeah, and the difference between first and second edition is very different. Yeah. And then second edition, of course, as you mentioned, very different from third edition. Third edition is what I would argue would be the start of modern Blood Bowl. But yeah, there's no turns. There's no kickoff. You can attack versus tackle, and there's like, you know, Warhammer, a Warhammer attack cycle, right? You roll to hit, you roll to wound, you roll to save. It was very interesting. It was very interesting. The concept of tackle zones doesn't... Well, tackle zones exist. They're called death zones. Death zones! But there's no dodging away. Another removal here with Mighty Blow. Pocho the Panther will be taken off the pitch. 3 turns, 3 removals, 3-man player advantage for the Harlequins. The idea of dodging in first edition is you dodge a tackle. So the tackle in first edition is kind of like the block in modern Blood Bowl, and you have an opportunity to dodge that. Dead Freddy, welcome to the stream. Dead Freddy says, L-Zone, you need a handful of players. No worries, that is very true. Turn 3, back to Elfitus, Australis. They're down 3. The ball currently on the Harlequins' own 4-yard line at center pitch. Our second game today on this holiday weekend, at least in the United States, will be War Horsemen versus Dead Fred. That's going to be the juxtaposed Juggernauts versus the Real American Heroes. That's coming up at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this evening. That's UTC -5. That is 6.5 hours from now. Oh, cool! It's a holiday weekend in the UK as well. Then it all works out for those 2 countries. Good 2+ dodge over into the left wide zone. Garca will be dodging over to the left. These linemen, right? On a lot of teams, you say, oh, my linemen, those are my trash players, or those are my players that are meant to get hit. Wood Elf linemen are phenomenal, right? You've got MA7, Edge 2, Strength 3. That's great. That's great. They're also very expensive, though. That's one of the big downsides of a Wood Elf team. Not only are they frail, but they are astronomically expensive. You lose players to casualties, and you better hope you have money in the bank to replace them. 3-die blitz by Joe Marler gets the knockdown. No armor break here. Knocks down Pitifo the Invisible over on the right side of the defensive line. And now the ball's going to shift back to the right. Crosses the line of scrimmage for the first time in this game. Ball on the opposing 2-yard line now. BB Nut doing exactly what he needs to do with this undead team, being very methodical, taking the blocks, removing players, taking that foul every single turn. Here's another one. Gets a stun out of this one, and again, not called off the pitch. Turn 4 now for Elfitus Australis. Final turn of the first quarter. I took a foul in my game this week. I got called on the... I had a bribe, but I got called on the very first turn. I was like, oh, man. Didn't stop me from continuing to foul, though. Elfitus Australis with the blitz on the right-hand side, trying to take out Danny Kerr here. This is that annoying Fowler, the dirty player, just gets a push out of the War Dancer blitz. Generally speaking for this Wood Elf team, and this is a good tactic in general for Blood Bowl just at a basic level. When you take the block or a blitz, if you knock them down, generally you follow up. If you push, generally you stay away. That is more true for this elf team because they're so frail and they don't want to give up those blocks. Even if they get the knockdown, sometimes they might not follow up just because they don't want that assist coming back, or even the blitz. The Elven defense repositioning in front of the offensive cage. This offense very tightly bunched up here. Second quarter begins. Two assists against Garca for the 3-die blitz by Alex Domprint. Re-rolls once the knockdown here with Mighty Blow. He's going to get it. And that's another removal. 4-man player advantage for the Harlequins. Good use of the re-roll. Said, I have 3 dice on you. I have Mighty Blow. You're going to get knocked down. Ball advances to the 4. And now a foul by Denny Kerr. Finally gets called off the pitch. Gets a stun. Argues the call. Fails the argue. Fails the bribe. Denny Kerr. Oh, that ref is having none of it. What if for the foul? The ref said, all right, enough is enough. B.B. Nut tried to argue the call. The ref said no. B.B. Nut said, fine. Here's some money. How's that work out? He said, no, get out of my face. Denny Kerr out of this game. 3-man player advantage for the Harlequins, but they have lost their key fouler, that dirty player. Finally, a ref who's paying attention, although he's facing the wrong direction. Ward answer blitz. 2-die blitz against Joe Gray. It's a pal. 9+ breaks armor here. And then a 2+ dodge and a GF or a rush away. So that was a 2+2+ he had to roll there. Good dodge by Scottie Pippen as well. The 2 Ward answers dodge back to safety. Good dodge by Cacho. Double quote the number 9 lineman. Elfitus Australis with all 3 rerolls still for the half. Doing a great job of not giving up the blocks. Staying in front of the cage. Undead team, not a passing team. Not too worried about the pass. The reason he's not worried about the pass is because in Blood Bowl, passing is very risky, right? If you come at this game from a football or an American football perspective, passing is inherently risky in football as well. But in this game, it's an order of magnitude more risky. Oh, wow. First permanent injury against Elfitus Australis on the blitz. Back to a 4-man player advantage for the Harlequins. Got an injury here on the blitz. Well done. But yeah, you can't really think of this as like an American football pass because in this game, there are so many die rolls you have to do. It's so risky, right? You have to succeed the pass on the pass roll. You have to succeed on the pass interference roll. You have to succeed on the catch roll, right? And there might be a dodge involved as well, right? There's so many rolls involved. That it's really risky. Now, in this game, in this version of the rules, as opposed to the old version of the rules, you could spend multiple rerolls in a turn, unlike the LRB 6 or the CRP where you can only spend one reroll a turn. But it's still very, very risky. So a team that doesn't have, like, you know, high edge, what do you call it in this version of rules? Would you call it low edge? I'm going to keep calling it high edge. A team that has, like, high agility and passing and catching skills generally don't want to pass, right? It's sort of a last resort type of thing in this game. So Eric knows this, so he's not worried about the pass, so he doesn't have to screen out this team. He just needs to stop the run, and he's got the speed to do it. Comes in on the blitz with Michael Jordan, gets the knockdown, and now is marking Louis Lionel, the number 3 Ghoul runner. Is a blodger, but he is the ball carrier. He's on the opposing 8-yard line right now. First failed dodge of the evening. Has to spend a reroll, and that's 2 rerolls spent now. That's another thing to keep in mind in Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is a lot of D6 rolls, right? 1 6-sided die. There are not a lot of options on that die, right? So think of a coin flip, right? There are two options on a coin flip. If you need a head, most people intuit that that's very risky, right? Because you have an equal chance of rolling heads or tails. Gets a push on Michael Jackson. Gets a push on Michael Jordan, number 1 War Dancer. Gets him off the ball carrier. He's going to try to expand this cage a little bit. Get a little bit of breathing room here. The Harlequins have to end this turn in scoring position if they want to score. But most people intuit that a coin flip is risky. We'll just expand that, right? If a D2, so to speak, is inherently risky, then a D100 is much less risky, right? Well, a D6 is much closer to a D2. So even a dodge of a 2+ dodge, you are going to fail that, inevitably. Gets a foul on number 10 Wood Elf lineman now behind the cage. This cage committing to the right sideline here. Louis Lina advances to the opposing 14-yard line with a tight cage over in the right wide zone. Turn 7 for Elfitus Australis. A lot of new players, not just new players to Blood Bowl, but maybe new to board games in general. They'll roll a d6. They go, oh, it's just a 1. 1 means I will succeed 90% of the time. No, it means you'll succeed 83% of the time on average. Oh, is it Lewis? Have I been... Oh! Went in on the massive dodge blitz against Lewis Lina. I've been corrected. Thank you, BB Nut. Against Lewis Lina. How do I get the last name right, not the first name? Good injury here. Another permanent removal unless the apothecary is spent. Turn 8 for the Harlequins. We got to score on this turn. 2 die on Michael Jordan. That's going to be a pal. Cacho or Alan Parsons. Alan Parsons is going to be the one knocked down. There's the stun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1-0. It's going to be the score here. Oh, he's going to take another die roll. He still has the reroll. He'll take the die roll. Very well played by BB Nut and the Harlequins. They're going to take the lead here. 1-0. One turn coming up for Elfitus Australis unless there is a timeout. Very well played offense. by the Harlequins, B.B.F.C. They're going to take the lead in this ball game 1-0. Three knockouts still in the knockout box for Elfitus Australis. They have one turn to score unless there is a timeout. If there's a timeout, they're going to be guaranteed to pick up an extra turn. Eagle TSI says, why do you not leap into the cage rather than dodge? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the War Dancers have Blodge and Leap all at level 1. In the old version of the rules, Leap was much stronger, so you tend to see these War Dancers kitted out with Strip Ball. They would leap in, no problem. You'd have a player. So let's say the ball carrier is here, and there's, let's say the ball carrier is here, right? And then there's sort of a cage around him here. You tend to see a defensive player here to mark these 2 points of the cage. The War Dancer would leap into here, blitz here, and then strip ball to remove the ball. Oh no, another prayer to Nuffle. Who's it going to? Back to Elfitus Australis. Trap doors on the pitch. So there's a trap door here. There's a trap door here. It's not going to be. It's not going to matter much. But if you move on to them and fail the die roll, you have to roll a d6 on a 1. It's as if you got surfed. 2-die blitz spends a final reroll here to try to take out Andre Esterhazen. It's going to be both standing results. Nothing to do here except pass for some SPP. Good pass by the thrower there to pick up 1 point of SPP. 1-0 the score. Elfitus Australis will be on offense to start the second half. 2 more KOs coming back onto the pitch for Elfitus Australis. So I think that's going to be a 2-man player advantage. 8, 9, 10, 11. 11v9, right? 3, 6, 9. 2-man player advantage for this undead team. So you can see they're repositioning their defense to screen out the pitch. They have to do that because this Wood Elf team is so agile, so fast that it's very easy for them to slip by a defense and not be catchable. There's a timing issue for Elfitus Australis here. They just have to draw to advance to the semifinals. So if they can solve this out and not give the opponent an opportunity to come back and win 2-1, then they'll be advancing here. I could have sworn Scottie Pippen had the prayer was only a 9+ for the drive. Nope, it's +1 for the match. Wow. Reke says, do you think the elves are glad to see werewolves come in? Here's the kick. Remember, the Harlequins have a kicker. And an officious ref is going to knock down Scottie Pippen. Ball kicked very shallow to Chico Sneak, the number 8 Wood Elf lineman. Scottie Pippen out for a turn, stunned here. Boy, Nuffle gave Scottie Pippen +1 AV, and the ref says, get out of my face. Get down! Elfitus Australis trying to set up a pocket here for the ball carrier. BB Nut says, nice to see the ref on my side for once. See, what happened was the ref was on point and called off Danny Care, and then Scottie Pippen was just moaning for the rest of the match. He was like, did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? And the ref was just like, I've had enough of you. Good 2+ handoff to Alan Parsons. Chicho's sneak. Receive the ball on the kickoff. 2+ handoff to Alan Parsons. Just a strength 2 player. Keep that in mind, but he is a blodger. Handoffs in Blood Bowl are just a catch. There's no handoff roll, no pass to speak of, no pass roll. It's just an edge roll, and 2+ edge means very easy for this Wood Elf team to do. Another KO. This on the number 9 lineman. So 3-man player advantage for the Harlequins as these mummies come trundling in towards this offense. Rakesh says, yeah, the ref said, enough of this elf nonsense. I'm tired of this. You guys think you're so fast and so agile. Enough. Turn 10 back to Elfitus Australis after this this undead defense starts to close in on the offense. He has columns set up here in the right wide zone, trying to shut off any movement toward the right. This means that the Elven offense will probably want to shift back to the left. Columns here means that even a blitz will not allow this Elven team to dodge through easily. So that cuts off the right wide zone effectively, and he'll want to move back this way. 2-die blitz against Scott Baldwin will work out. 9+ breaks armor. Eagle TSA says handoff should be like leap with a tackle zone modifier. Speaking of, in first edition Blood Bowl, handoffs are completely free. There's no die roll. Tackle zones don't matter. you just give it to an adjacent player. In fact, you can hang on to the ball while being prone in that game. Good 2+ dodge. The ball carrier, Alan Parsons, is going to move over into the left wide zone. Elfitus Australis now on their own 4-yard line. Remember, Elfitus Australis just has to not lose tonight in order to advance to the semifinals. The Harlequins need to win tonight. They need to win in week 9, and they need to hope that Elfitus Australis loses in week 9 as well. Oh man, you're right. You're right. His elves only come up to the hips of the mummies. You know, if they're mummies, does that mean whoever they are, like, they must have been that tall, right? Good 2+ dodge by the number 10 lineman to get a little more protection in on the ball carrier. Turn 10 back to the Harlequins. They have all 3 rerolls. Matt Simons, the number 10 zombie lineman, is going to mark Michael Jordan. Joe Gray marks Michael Jordan and Chicho's sneak. That's all the protection on the ball carrier marked. Yeah, the undead team, that's what they want to do. Mark players. It's currently a 2-die against Michael Jordan by that catcher. That's 2, 3, 4 versus 3. And now a blitz on the catcher. Got the pal by Marcus Smith. The ball's gonna scatter all over the place. Scatters out of the hand. I don't know if I actually caught that. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. Well done on the blitz. Good 2+ dodge to get Zyadress Angelface, the rookie thrower, in front of the ball carrier, marking Matt Simons. High kick an elf to the sky. Just kick him into the sky and it's like that little twinkle, like that little anime effect. 2-9 blitz. Gets the knockdown on Matt Simons. Scottie Pippen on the blitz. Kelsey, welcome to the stream. Yeah, Necro coming up in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks, Necro coming to Blood Bowl 3. Two-die block on Marcus Smith. This will be a dodge push. A little bit of a scrum forming around the ball. Elfitus Australis trying to push this undead team away from the ball. Fail to dodge. Oh, man, into a stun. Big fail dodge here. Turn 11 for Elfitus, for the Harlequins. Like we said, it will happen. It will happen. Stand-up dodge fails. That's a turnover. And now a blitz. Two-die blitz on the thrower. Double. Pals with mighty blow. 7+ breaks armor. Pushes onto the ball. And that ball's going to scatter one space back across the line of scrimmage. Didn't break armor on the thrower. KG Moose, welcome to the stream. KG Moose asks, Necro will be the next battle pass, I guess? Yep. That's right. They come out June 11th. 3-die block. Doesn't break armor on Pitifo, the number 10 lineman. Fetch me my werewolves. 2 rushes by Joe Marler, the number 5 mummy, to get the assist. To get the 2-die on Chicho Sneak, gets a push out of it. 1-die on Pocho the Panther. Pushes onto the ball yet again. And that ball is going to bounce out to the left sideline now. Back across the line of scrimmage once more. The ball on the Harlequins 2-yard line on the left sideline. Joe Marchant comes in to mark the ball. Lewis Lionel, the number 3 goal runner, moves back into the safety position. Turn 12 now for Elfitus Australis. Eagle TSI says, wonder why they spoiled the team so early. They never did that before. They did it for the Skulls event, the Games Workshop Skulls event. Here's a surf. Good surf on Marcus Smith. What's the pitch? Is it 8v9? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I think it's 8v10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So two-man player advantage for Harlequins now. They're in the lead 1-0. If they've won, they've done step one of their bid to make the cut to top 4. But they've got 5 more turns to play. Eagle TSI says, "Yikes! Could be some major surfing on that side." Yeah, this is gonna be a grueling fight over here. One die block on Joe Gray will get the knockdown here. And a one die on Scott Baldwin will be a push away by Michael Jordan. Just trying to get this undead team off the elves. Both coaches very efficient with their actions this game. Elfitus Australis dipping into bonus time here, but still has over 7 minutes on the clock. 50-50 pickup by the thrower. Fails the pickup. What a scary pickup. That could have gone out of bounds. It's going to bounce one space to the right. Turn 12 now for the Harlequins. Final turn of the third quarter. They're in the lead 1-0. They have all 3 rerolls remaining. They've been very effective. Ooh, has to re-roll double skulls. Down to 2 rerolls. Been very effective at stopping this elf offense. It can be real hard to stop elves. Got in very aggressive when the elves committed to one side. This undead team capitalized and said, "That's all right. If that's what you want to do, I'm going to encircle the offense." And you can see that's exactly what he's done here. Leaving the safety back just in case. Got rid of the thrower here on the surf. Good surf by BB Nut. Now going in on the 2-die blitz. Gets a push on Chicho Sneak. Was hoping to get a knockdown there to leverage Mighty Blow. But continuing to enclose the offense. So you can see now coming in on the rear, giving this offense really nowhere to go but to muscle their way out. My goodness. Backs to the wall. Look at this. Look at this. Fourth quarter begins. Elfitus Australis. Nowhere to run. Eric undoubtedly going to take his time on this turn. Take their time on this turn. One die block against Matt Simons. This will be a knockdown. .46 seconds left on the clock here. Elfitus Australis fighting for their life here, almost literally in this scrum where they've just been entombed. They're going to get another knockdown here, this time on Scott Baldwin. Breaks armor this time. Any armor break's a good armor break. That's one less player they have to worry about for a turn. Scott Baldwin will be stunned. Another pickup attempt by the catcher. This is a 5+ this time. Re-rolled it. Failed to pick up the ball. Is going to bounce across the line of scrimmage yet again. The Harlequins on turn 13. Double pals against Chicho Sneak. Oh, with Mighty Blow is a 7+. It's going to push back onto the ball. Has to, in fact. And the ball has scattered out of the scrum. Good stun there on Chicho Sneak. Another armor break, this time a surf. Three-man player advantage for the Harlequins here. The ball has bounced all the way to the Harlequins 6-yard line. Two-die block on Scottie Pippen, has to re-roll this. Gets a POW. Roll a 5 on the armor break. Wait, what just happened? Was that a misclick? I mean, it had to be, right? Wilco low with the POW on the reroll. POW on the skull. Looks like it was an error, an unfortunate error here. Clicked the skull instead of the POW. Turn 14 now for Elfitus Australis. Oh, man. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Minute 10 left on the clock. Eric probably stunned by that. Well, that's a turnover. La Reginald, welcome to the stream. La Reginald says, nah, man, he's just taunted. 3-9 block now after the null turn by Elfitus Australis. Harlequins are going to continue to try to murder players. Both standing result on the catcher. Tried to surf the catcher. Can try it again with Joe Marchant. Three-die block into triple skulls. Spends the final reroll to get a push on Michael Jordan. This is going to surf Chicho Sneak. Well done. Just a series of surfs over in the left wide zone, or in the left wide zone here, just murderizing this team. And now a POW on Alan Parsons, but he'll be surfed as well. A POW on Pitiful. Can he break armor here? 8+. He cannot. Tries to get some protection, reposition some players. Turn 15 for Elfitus Australis. That ball hanging out right behind Matt Simons. Turn 15. Elfitus Australis has to end this turn in scoring position if they want to win. And it's looking nigh impossible with just 4 players left on the pitch. Oh, Love Reginald, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Move asks, here comes a crazy leap attempt? Maybe so. He's got to do something if he wants to win. Now, keep in mind, Elfitus Australis doesn't have to get too crazy here. They just need to not lose their last 2 games in regulation. So they could lose tonight. So long as they win in week 9, they will advance. So they might just want to play it safe. But BB Nut and the Harlequins, they have to win both games this week and next week. I think both coaches probably not looking forward to their week 9 matchup. The Harlequins have to face off against Dwarves, and the Wood Elves have to face off against Nurgle. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. It's going to be exciting. 26 seconds left on the clock here in turn 15 for Elfitus Australis. Tried the 6+ leap here, or not a leap. This was a jump over to try to normal jump. Didn't work out. Oh no, it was a leap. What? I don't know what is happening there on those results. Regardless, it didn't work. Turn 15 for the Harlequins here. Elfitus Australis is going to have no means to score in turn 16. The Harlequins are going to win at least 1-0. We'll see if they try something wacky to make it 2-0. Good ball pickup. Yep. Oh, no! Too wacky! Too wacky! No! Oh! Tried to score on Lewis Lina. Remember, the goal runners do not have regen. Broke his neck in the process on the rush. Final turn of the game. Harlequins are going to win this one 1-0. Well done. Congratulations to the Harlequins. Oh man, tried to win that 2-0 and unfortunately broke the neck of Lewis Lina. Oh boy. Well, that aside, the Undead team did exactly what they needed to do, and a commanding game by BB Nut this evening. Had a fantastic offense, had a fantastic defense. There was really nothing that the Wood Elf team was able to do. Two great coaches, as you can tell by the standings. But KG Moose, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it very much. Two great coaches, but the Undead team, they just played the better game tonight. They came out on top, and BB Nut did what he needed to do, and is in third place here with a record of 4-2-1. They've won game number 1. Now they need to win game number 2. They are going to be up against Richard Cranium's I Want to Be Like Doug, a Dwarven team in week 9. They also have to hope that Elfitus Australis loses next week to Mr. Yuck, the fourth place team, Venger's Nurgle team. So that's where it stands. Elfitus Australis needs to not lose in week 9. The Harlequins need to win in week 9. If that happens, Elfitus Australis needs to lose in week 9. The Harlequins need to win in week 9. If that happens, the Harlequins will have the final spot and advance to the semifinals. Otherwise, it's going to be Elfitus Australis advancing to the semifinals. So Eric is just looking for a win or a draw in week 9 against that Nurgle team. Boy, oh boy, what a game that was. Yeah, as we talked about in the pregame, the name of the game for the Undead team there were the removals. BB Nut well aware of that and did exactly that. Just murderize the team. Wood Elves are very fast, very agile, but they're very frail. and you want to try to remove them to get that massive player advantage. Danny Care used Danny Care to great effect as the dirty player until he got called off the pitch. But continued to put the hurt on, continued to leverage Mighty Blow and block, and just played a great game. You saw Eric with the Wood Elf team tried his best, tried to just stay in front of the offense. Didn't work out. On offense, they tried to get down pitch. I think maybe the tactical error was not spreading out wide enough and committing to that left wide zone where that Undead team was able to encircle them and just trap them right there on the sideline. BB Nut says, if anyone's interested, I'm streaming my Orca Cold game in 10 minutes. Hope that's okay to post. Yeah, no problem at all. No problem at all. I love a game of Blood Bowl. But yeah, so great game. That was super fun. I loved watching that. We have another game coming up today at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is about 5.5 hours from now. It's UTC -4. That's going to be the Juxtaposed Juggernauts versus the Real American Heroes. War Horsemen versus Dead Fred. That's Chaos Renegades versus Dark Elves. Real American Heroes already advancing to the semifinals, but that doesn't mean the game doesn't matter, right? The Real American Heroes are looking to pick up SPP, right? We're in the middle of the season. The Spike Magazine Trophy is the second of 3 opens in the season. We have the Chaos Cup, Spike Magazine Trophy, and the Dungeon Bowl. So the Real American Heroes are looking to pick up SPP for the Dungeon Bowl and for the Blood Bowl if they advance to the Blood Bowl. They're looking to keep their players alive for the semifinals, right? So each one of these games matter. And I'm excited to watch that matchup. Again, it's going to be in about 5.5 hours from now. I hope you guys will check it out as well. I love this game. I hope you do too. But yeah, that'll do it for this game. Thanks for hanging out. We've got one more game to be scheduled this week. It looks like it'll be starting late, so there'll be an extension of the week. But whenever that game gets scheduled, you'll be able to check out and get alerted to those schedules on our website at maml.club. That's maml.club here on Twitch or on our social media pages on Blue Sky, Twitter, and Facebook. You can also watch previous games on our YouTube channel. Play Blood Bowl. Man, this game is so much fun. You can play Blood Bowl via Blood Bowl 3 on Steam, the Epic Game Store, PlayStation, and Xbox, and in tabletop form at your friendly local game store. Until tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, take care, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your holiday, if you have a holiday.